Oh boy, we're looking at this because it's my YouTube recommended or not. Fuck off. Even though the only Mortal Kombat stuff I look at on YouTube is just regular, no commentary, gameplay footage stuff, typically from the 3D era, or whatever else I might need footage for a video or whatever. I don't watch the content creators with specific personalities because they all fucking suck, right? But yeah, I saw this, and yet I have his channel blocked, the YouTube block button, and I do not recommend, so it doesn't work. But since we're here, right, the most impossible Mortal Kombat quiz you will not pass. Another typical clickbait thumbnail thing from fucking True Underdog Gaming. Now, I have predictions for this quiz, and it's the reason why I've just said, oh, you know what, I'm gonna fucking record me going through this, because I reckon this quiz won't even be factually correct. I reckon a lot of the questions and a lot of the answers, they won't even be true. He will just get his own facts wrong. That's my guess.
Mortal Kombat is an extremely popular
I speak in
series,
YouTuber
so
language.
I decided to
Hey, Mortal
test its fans
Kombat.
to create the toughest Mortal Kombat quiz possible. Even if you're a die-hard fan, these questions are guaranteed to make you struggle. So here are the rules.
Sure,
you can
Ben.
pause the video at any time to gather your thoughts.
Oh, thanks,
However,
mate.
You cannot leave the video or go to the comments section. So no opening new tabs on Google or looking down at your phone or
Okay.
any other device to get the answers. If
Okay.
you do any of these things, then it's a strike. If you get any question wrong, it's also a strike. And once you get 3 strikes, you fail the quiz. And for punishment, you must watch this video
3
on screen,
strikes.
which isn't really a punishment because this video is very fun. to watch. Alright, without
Hey
any
guys,
further
if
ado,
you
let's
failed
get
the
started.
quiz,
Question
you
number
gotta
1.
watch
Get
another
ready.
video,
Mortal Kombat
guys.
has had countless characters throughout the series, but only one of them has appeared in
Which Mortal
every
Kombat's in every game?
single game. Which character
Sub-Zero. I think that's pretty obvious one.
is it?
Come on now. We're no fools. We know our shit.
If you said Scorpion, then you're wrong because it's Sub-Zero. He is the only character to appear in every single Mortal Kombat game. In fact,
We're already off to something that's technically wrong here. Now, I gotta say technically here, you know, this is like a me going actually thing here, because Sub-Zero isn't in every Mortal Kombat game because he isn't in Special Forces. He's in every mainline fighting game. He's in the roster for each one. He's even in Shaolin Monks. And obviously Mythology Sub-Zero. But yeah, he technically is not in every game because every single game, including the spin-offs, includes Special Forces, which is the one game he's absent from. So I think he should have said mainline. Like it's not a hard thing to distinguish, right?
he's playable
But yeah,
in every
fair
Mortal
enough.
Kombat game, too. Just one more reason for Sub-Zero fans to celebrate. And for an extra fun fact, Sub-Zero's not even human, so the more you know. On to
That's not true. That's such a big fucking misconception here. People don't understand what cryomancers are, how they work. He comes from a lineage of cryomancers, which are this human-like species that are native to Outworld. MKLM retcons it to be from Edenia, but that's just an intro dialogue, so it's not even canon. Then the 2021 movie weirdly goes off of that as a reason as to why Bihan's so old. Dumb movie, dumb law, just keep it an Outworld native species, please. That doesn't mean he's not human. One, because the cryomancers are human, like, they just have ice powers. Human isn't an actual, like, term. Earthrealmers are referred to as humans in Earth, obviously, because Earthrealm is just real life Earth. So by that logic, any other humanoid species counts as a human in my eyes. And even if you don't have the same logic as me there, he's still a human because his like direct parents also still Earthrealmers. He doesn't like he's not like full blood cryomancer. That's not how it works.
question number 2. Many of the playable characters
So he's already
in the Mortal
got 2
Kombat
things
series
wrong.
are Edenian, and seemingly all of them can teleport, except for one. Which character in Mortal Kombat is the only Edenian who can't?
Okay, let's go for this. Jay can teleport, Katana can teleport. Rain has like this bubble teleport. I don't even know if it was ever in gameplay. I don't know, but he does have a bubble teleport, so Rain, Melina, of course, has one. Tanya has an ability where she goes invisible. I don't know if she teleports. It's more than one. There is definitely more than one Indian character who can't teleport. Even if we're looking at just the actual games. Sindel can't teleport. That's probably what I was going to say. But I don't think Tanya can teleport. I think she just has the invisibility. And it's probably what this guy's considering to be teleportation. I don't think... MKX is like the pyromancy stuff. I guess that's teleportation. With some of the stuff, because... Yeah, she has like... Yeah, okay. Tanya can't, so I'd say. Sindel does not have a teleport. She flies. But here's the thing. Taven and Dagon exist. And they sure as shit can't teleport because their whole thing is needing their Dragon Guardians to make portals so they can travel. So neither of them can teleport. And I'm guessing this guy has just completely fucking forgot about their existence, even though they're in the most important Mortal Kombat game, the one with every character.
If you answered Jade, you're wrong. If you said Katana, you're wrong.
Yeah.
The only Adenian who can't teleport is Sindel. That being said...
I fucking called it. It's so predictable. And I really can't stand it, right? Clickbait's one thing. But at least get the contents of your videos correct. The reason I'm saying so much misconception I've covered this when I've covered his channel and other channels in the past is you don't get your facts right. Get them right. Fucking hell. It's not that hard to do actual research. Especially when you're making this quiz and like, oh, even the most die-hard Mortal Kombat fans are going to struggle with this. I'm a die-hard Mortal Kombat fan, and you've clearly struggled making this fucking list because it's not right.
And she's the only Adenian who can fly, so I guess it evens out. Now, to be fair, in Mortal Kombat 11, she does have the Banshee teleport, but everyone knows Mortal Kombat 11 Sindel is not actually...
Wait, yeah, she does. What do you mean? So technically Sindel can teleport as well. You can't just say that. That's not how that works. You can't make that shit up.
Question number 3. When Jax kills Jarek in his Mortal Kombat 4 ending, was it a fatality or a brutality?
I guess he's trying to be joking with this. Not funny, mate. Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality, this is a fatality. Oh my god. How does an impossible quiz? Was this posted on April 4th? No, I need to check. I need to check what the date is. Okay, this is not an April Fool's joke. This was released on the 8th of April.
Now, if you got this one wrong, don't freak out. A lot of people do, because the word brutality is uttered in the ending, but it's actually not the way that Jarek is killed. All right, on to question number 4, and this one is going to be tough. And
I think he's genuinely thinking that that's how like actual logic works in the MK universe. Something's got brutality, something's not fatality. No, he was just fucking killed.
Die-hard gamer. Sonya Blade made her debut in the very first Mortal Kombat game. And
That's
in almost every game, she has her iconic poison kiss.
Gonna mention the fact that Kenchi's actually immune to it because he's blind. Kira in Deception, when she do it, Kenshi was also blind to that. That made Kenshi quite a solid counter pick to both Sonya and Kira, just because they couldn't use the stun. Interesting little bit. It's a fun detail.
However, there's one character who's
So I appreciate he actually knows some 3D arrow, those secrets. So, but yeah, no.
If you said Kenshi, then you're absolutely correct, because the guy can't see, so therefore spraying his eyes with a mist wouldn't do anything at all. But even so, I find it hilarious that Kenshi players have an outright advantage over Sonya players. Just imagine that in Mortal Kombat 11. You do a special move, but your opponent just gets to shrug it off because they picked a certain character. How crazy would that be? But question number...
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how it's a thing, especially when it's not really like a gameplay specific thing. It's like... It's more just an Easter egg, which is weird because that's a full-on special movie just counters. I kind of like the idea of fighting games having counter picks, but at the same time I think it can be a bit annoying. So yeah, it's an interesting one. He at least got that one right. That's 100% true.
Everyone knows that Raiden has a brother named Fujin. However, very few fans know that Raiden actually has a second brother. What is the name of
Are we seriously doing this? We're seriously doing this, aren't we? Oh man, it's Shao Kahn. It doesn't count, but sure.
Raiden's other brother? And for a quick hint, this brother lives in a different realm.
It's Shao Kahn. Technically.
The answer is Shao Kahn. That's
yeah. MK does a DC and Annihilation Law. I'll do the explaining because I'll probably get something wrong, and I'll just explain it there anyway. Basically, Annihilation. Shinnok's their father, and Shao Kahn and Raiden are both brothers. Shao Kahn is a god. That is law that people also forget. And it seems like NRS themselves have forgotten because they kind of treat Shao Kahn as this like mysterious, like dragon-like species. In MK11 and Battlegrounds just ignores the fact that Shao Kahn's a god and thus can't compete in the tournament by their rules. So I guess they don't see him as a god anymore. But the only other time we've been given a species form is because he's a god. Deception brings it over into the main games. Then MK does a DC, uses the brother law. Even though it's never relevant, it's very weird.
right. In certain games, Shao Kahn is confirmed to be the
Certain games, just MK vs DC, mate. Literally just that game. But okay, pop off.
In fact, even in a movie, Shao Kahn is Raiden's brother, but you would know that if you watched my awesome facts about Shao Kahn video. Time for question number 6. kOmBaT first appeared in Mortal Kombat 3. However, he didn't get a brand new character model. Instead, the developers took one of the existing characters and shaded them solid black. Which ninja model was used to make kOmBaT?
Okay, my recording stopped. Same part of video. So if I recall correctly, I could be completely wrong about this one because I don't care too closely about like the arcade era stuff. But this wasn't a ninja model for this version of Noob. It was like base MK3 he's referring to. It was Kano. I hope he knows that. I feel like he's going to say something like, "Oh, he used Scorpion." Which feels too simple, but I don't know where he's going with that. It's Kano's not a ninja.
Trick question, there were no ninja characters in Mortal Kombat 3, and that's because Mortal Kombat...
Interesting how this is a trick question, even though you had stuff like the Denny and Teleport one, which was just wrong as well, so...
That 3 was extremely rushed, so instead the developers used Kano's model to make kOmBaT. And if you're saying that's not fair, yeah, it's not.
Extremely rushed? I don't think that relates to having the secret character reuse a model. They always did that. And even then the ninjas were always reusing models anyway. MK3 is the only arcade game that has no like reused models for like the actual playable roster, except the cyborgs. So actually no, I'm making up shit and then. But it's like the least, like you don't have any of like the regular ninja looks and stuff. But yeah.
Just like every pop quiz, there's no mercy in Mortal Kombat, and there's no mercy on this quiz either. And the questions only get tougher from here, so buckle up. One of the goofiest
probably, because I'll probably just make up random shit.
Characters in Mortal Kombat is definitely mocap. Many players consider him a joke character, but even so, he is actually canon as a stunt double for Johnny Cage.
Yes,
and in fact, you can even find him in the conquest mode of
true.
Mortal Kombat Deception. So here's the question: how much money did mocap give Shujinko to help him escape the Chaos Realm?
$20. I know every fucking Deception Conquest quest. Like I have it all on the back
If you said $20, then you have a fantastic memory, and congratulations to you. Looking back on it, it's really funny that not only is mocap canon, but he's also in the Chaos Realm of all places. The man's a stunt double. How did he even get there? And the $20 has to be the best punchline, because what can you even buy in modern day with $20? Like 1/3 of a video game? On to question number 8. Many Mortal Kombat games have had a lackluster roster that left the fans a bit disappointed. However, only one Mortal Kombat game is infamous for having the worst roster in the entire series. In fact, this roster was so bad that many players refused to even use it and instead kept playing the previous game that was still at the arcades. So with all that said,
This is a subjective question in a quiz. What the fuck? Right. So in my opinion, right, and kind of objectively, because it's the smallest one, in terms of the actual main playable games, I think it's just MK1, because you have 7 characters, that's it, and also they're all like samey picks that you'll find in literally any other roster, pretty much, especially the later games, which think that they need to bring in the original 7 for every game. They don't. We don't need Kano in every game. That's a side tangent. The answer he's probably going to give is Mortal Kombat 3, because, oh, no ninja characters, it's so fucking bad. Even though MK3 has the, like, base MK3, even that has the most characters at a time. It had 15, which is over double MK1, so I think MK1's the worst. In terms of roster, that just pissed me off. MK vs DC, because it followed Armageddon's Everyone Is Here game, and then gave us 11 Mortal Kombat characters, and then 11 DC characters, even though I don't think anyone wanted that specific crossover. I sure don't, but yeah. It's going to be MK3.
Has the worst roster.
That's such a dumb question for a quiz. That's so stupid.
The correct answer is Mortal Kombat 3.
There's no correct answer. It's subjective, you dumb fuck.
Because once again, this game was missing a ton of iconic characters,
15
especially
characters,
the ninjas. Not even Scorpion was playable in this game.
Which is
neither
cool.
was Jade, Melina, or Katana. Literally no character
Well, yeah, but it's got fucking Jade and never been playable
in
yet.
this game wore a mask, which meant 99% of the ninjas were out. And on top of that, you also didn't have Raiden and other...
The Cyborg wear a mask. Cabal wears a mask. Go on.
Other iconic characters. So once again, many players just kept playing Mortal Kombat 2 because it had the characters they wanted. Alright, now it's time for question number 9. Which ninja clan does Sub-Zero...
Lin Kuei. But he's probably gonna throw in like a trick question, because it's the impossible quiz. Because he's gonna bring up the fact that actually it's not a ninja clan, it's a kind of assassins, which, if you go back to Mythology Sub-Zero, the thing was never, oh, we're assassins, not ninja, because apparently the same thing. The main difference was we're Lin Kuei warrior, which, yeah, that predates ninjas, and it's like a more honourable rank, I guess, or whatever, than just being called a ninja, a fucking thief. That's what I guess you got to bring up.
The correct answer is none of them, because Sub-Zero
like
is
a
not
fucking
a
book,
ninja.
man.
In fact, he outright says this in one of the video games. Because keep in mind, the ninjas are Japanese, and Sub-Zero is Chinese. In fact, Lin Kuei are a real thing. They're actual assassins found in history. Just like the ninjas, both of these clans existed, but only one of them was referred to.
Yeah, I mean, there's more specifics than that than just country or origin, but yes, this is true.
As ninjas. You could argue both of them are assassins, but only one of them were referred to as ninjas, and that was not Sub-Zero's clan. They are Lin Kuei, which I'm sure is very confusing to hear, because both players and the developers often refer to Sub-Zero as a ninja, but the reality is he is not. He is a Lin Kuei. But now it's
Most
time
of the
for
ninja
question number
characters aren't
10.
ninjas.
Melina has quickly
pretty
become a
normal,
fan favorite among most Mortal Kombat fans, and it's easy to understand why. She has massive sex appeal and is also very violent, so she...
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Put it bluntly, why don't you?
perfectly encompasses the mature nature of the Mortal Kombat series. But I digress. Here's the question. Is Melina...
Wait, what? Hold on.
Katana's twin sister?
Yes. There's gonna be a twist to that, but I don't actually know what. I don't know what his brain is gonna fucking shit out here. She is a twin sister. Via cloning. But yeah, I don't know what he's gonna say actually. The answer is yes.
The answer is obviously no. Yes, Melina does call Katana
What? What do you mean no?
sister multiple times in the game, but she's doing this solely to annoy.
I mean, if we go by like the specific definition of twins, I guess not. But they're obviously sisters. I don't know. It's the way he words questions weird.
Her. Melina is actually a clone of Katana, and of course
Yes.
that's different than being someone's twin sibling.
Oh, okay, yeah, I realise now. bringing up the specific twin things, the difference. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Does that strike? Yeah, that's a fucking strike for me. I guess I'm a shitty.
However, it is true in the original timeline, the two were raised together as siblings, but they were never actually related. They were not twin sisters.
Well,
and honestly, even
they're still related because they share the same DNA because cloning. Yeah, come on.
referring to Melina as a clone feels incorrect because she's also spliced with Tarkatan DNA, which means she's not identical to Kitana.
That's not what they mean by clone. She's considered a clone because they used specifically Kitana's DNA to make a clone. It was spliced to Tarkatan DNA. We don't know who the Tarkatan was. That's an interesting thing that I wish was followed up at some point. But that still makes her a clone because Kitana's DNA was used to create her. Yes, there was Tarkatan DNA spliced in, but that doesn't make her not count as a clone.
And therefore can't be considered a clone. If we're getting technical, she's more like a failed copy of Kitana, not an actual clone. But guess what?
That's the same thing that Papa.
Question is a two-part question. If you get this answer right, then it removes one of your strikes. So listen up. As mentioned earlier, Melina has heavy sex appeal, and in every game, she's seen wearing less and less clothing. And as a result,
no, that's not right. X and 11 actually give her clothes.
Fans claim she even appeared in Playboy magazine. But is that statement true?
Well, because I'm not a fucking sex freak, I don't know the answer to this. I think Jade was in it, but I feel like Melina might have also been in it. Deception has some weird stuff around this time of Playboy. So the answer's probably...
yes or no?
It's Melina or Jade. Probably both.
Shockingly enough, the answer is yes. Despite being a video game character, Melina did appear in a Playboy magazine. And believe it or not,
dude, more shocking if she wasn't. That's weird.
She's not alone. There's plenty of female video game characters who appeared in the...
Of course, in this video, someone managed to talk about Playboy. Fucking hell.
Popular Playboy magazine, which on the one hand I suppose makes sense because sex appeal is sex appeal, even if it is pixels, but at the same time they're not real women, which makes it kind of funny no matter how you explain it. But once again, I digress because it's time for the final question, and this one is extra tricky. I will be shocked if any of you watching even know about this one, but here we go. One of the voice actresses for Mortal Kombat 11 won an award for her voice acting.
Not fucking voice. It's Scarlet. It's Scarlet. Okay. I thought it was going to be hard because I'm like, I don't pay enough attention to voice actors, but yeah, no,
video game character best performance category. Which character was its voice actress portraying?
Scarlet, even though it's a weird show. It's a good one. It's just weird.
If you answered Scarlet, then congratulations. You're one of the 1% of people that knew about that obscure fact. So looking back on it, I think she deserves it because Scarlet has an amazing voice in Mortal Kombat 11, and it really sticks with you. And also keep in mind, Scarlet doesn't talk in Mortal Kombat 9, which means the actress had to...
it's good. It's good. I should have personality. It's just a bad one. I don't know. I don't like 11 Scarlet because of how much the character changes. Visually, she's cool. The gameplay is cool as well. And I'm glad she's not a one and done character, considering like her origins, like her debut is a strange one, being a newcomer for MK9 and DLC at that.
Start from scratch.
You can make way harder questions than this. You can be a real piece of fucking shit, and you could dig for some really obscure stuff. You know, that was not impossible. I guess I got one strike because of that weirdly worded fucking twin sister question. I guess that's a strike. Whatever.
And believe it or not...
Oh, wait, no, I lose the strike because of his weird rule thing. Whatever.
This voice actress has been nominated for a voice award 5 times already. Time for a bonus DLC question, and just like with the game, I'm adding it on, because Mortal Kombat 11 had a bunch of DLC characters. In fact, it has more than any Mortal Kombat game to date. And every time a new character got revealed, the fans kept requesting one specific character, Melina. And as time went on, the fans got more and more aggressive, until finally, Melina was added for the final combat pack of Mortal Kombat 11. However, many fans were actually not happy about this, because it felt like the developers were rewarding the bad behavior from the more toxic fans.
Yep.
So the question is, was Melina added as a result to the fan outcry?
Yes.
Or no?
Absolutely. If he pulls up some, like, because NRS, like, said some other shit, it was definitely because of that. But I can talk about how she wasn't planned for the DLC. I can go on this whole rant about this to close this video out if I need to.
Believe it or not, the answer is no. Melina was not
Sure
added
about
as a
that.
result of fan outrage.
Sure.
In fact, there's very early interviews where Ed Boon just lets it slip and mentions Melina and Rain by name, which means not only were they always planned as DLC from the...
That is not correct. It's not. Katana literally has her side because she wasn't intended to be playable. The Nintendo Switch file leak revealed to us DLC characters. Those were the Comic Pack 1 and the Aftermath characters. The Comic Pack 2 stuff was not planned from launch. So the stuff this included Ash Williams as well, who was then replaced by RoboCop. RoboCop was another one who wasn't planned from the start. Joker was planned for Aftermath, but was brought forward to Comic Pack 1. That's why he looked so weird in that one trailer. He still looks weird now. But yeah, he looked really weird in like the character reveal trailer because it's supposed to be Ash Williams. The all stuff fell through. I'm glad it did because he'd be fucking obnoxious in an MK game. Although Joker's obnoxious anyway. I don't like RoboCop. This whole thing. I don't like guest characters. Then Comic Pack 2 is... I couldn't tell you the specifics because we don't know. Did the interview stuff with Ed Boon? He says a lot of incorrect stuff. He could have just gotten the characters wrong. He's probably gotten the context wrong. He hasn't given me a source to check for that. But yeah, I don't take the word for it at all there. They weren't planned from the start. They would have been in the files. And they literally have an intro dialogue reference the fact that like fans wanted her added. They wouldn't have just added that one dialogue in after the fact. They wouldn't have given Katana to Sai. So yeah, and Comic Pack 2 is probably going to have more characters as well. It definitely feels like it was just kind of dumped off considering how awkward the roster shape is. It's just kind of like this, hey, we try to add more content, but we can't be fucking arsed. Take these 3 crappy characters and to get the game's dead, run along. So yeah, no, you absolutely wrong here. It was 100% because of that. Well, 99.9% because I don't work at NRS. Only NRS can confirm or deny it. Even then, I can't really take our word for it. But only they would know for certain the reason why. But pretty clearly she wasn't planned from launch, and I see no reason why they would have added her specifically, other than fan outcry. So yeah, no, they weren't. His argument here is that they were planned from the start. That is not true, so I'm going to say that this is bullshit. Which, another one.
But that they always planned on releasing them together in the same combat pack.
That's
and there you have it, everyone.
not
The
true.
toughest quiz in Mortal Kombat history. Congratulations if you passed.
I could make a tougher one, mate. Just saying. I could make one with answers that are
If
actually
not,
true.
let me know in the comments down below which question stumped you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey and participating
Let's
in...
not do that. You can like and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, do that. Well, that was a bit of fun. I fucking hate this guy. Get your facts right, buddy. Get your facts right. Come on, not that hard. So yeah, that was the impossible quiz, I guess. That was so fucking dumb. As I predicted. So yeah, good content, mate. Thank you very much for the free content. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.